Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We are back on Marvel Spider-Man 2. So I've noticed around social media, whether it be on TikTok, Instagram, even YouTube for that matter, I've noticed that whenever I see other creators make like web swinging reels or montages of them just swinging around the city, doing a whole load of tricks and moves that we didn't even think were possible, I noticed there are people in the comment sections who are like, damn dude, I really want to master it. I really want to know how you did that, how you did this, or how you were able to fly through this or that, etc. After seeing people make those comments and just wanting to learn more about how to master web swinging in this game, it really got me thinking, why don't I make a video just showing you guys some of the basics on how to do some of the things that you see these other creators doing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my best to show you guys how you can master web swinging in Marvel Spider-Man 2. If I happen to miss out on any sort of tricks or moves that I didn't cover in this video, I will apologize in advance. But for now, I'm going to show you guys some of the basics on how you can perfect web swinging in this game. So first things first, once you activate the web wings, it does this animation and then you're able to fly immediately. Now if you notice that animation of Miles getting into his web wings, the animation plays for like about 1 or 2 seconds, which can kind of prevent you from being able to do something specific that you want to do, but you're not able to do so because the animation plays out. If you want to avoid this animation, what you can do is click the triangle and circle button and you automatically transition into the web wings. If you look at my hand cam, instead of just clicking the triangle button, I click triangle and circle, and there you go. You're able to transition into the web wings without having to worry about this specific animation when you get into the web wings. Now, in regards to breaking out of your web wings instantaneously, normally people would just click the right trigger or any other button for that matter to break out of their web wings, but it results in them having to go through an animation that can kind of mess things up for them. The one way that you can break out of your web wings instantaneously is if you click the square button the instant you use your web wings. Look at the hand cam for example. I clicked triangle and the square button, and right there I was able to break out of my web wings instantaneously. I'll do it again for you guys. So I click the triangle button and the square button. Clicking the square button allows you to activate an air trick which will allow you to break out of your web wings instantaneously. And if you want to do it even quicker, just click triangle and square as fast as you can, and there you go. Now let's say for instance you happen to do a move where you happen to shoot yourself up in the air like this, or you shoot yourself forward like this. Now if you want to make it look all cinematic and such, what you can do is click the L1 and triangle button or triangle and X button while simultaneously rotating the right analog stick, either the left or the right, to try to give it more of that cinematic vibe. If you take a look at the hand cam, I'll show you what I mean. And there you go. So whether you're trying to shoot yourself upward or forward, you gotta click either the L1 and triangle or the L1 and X button combo while simultaneously holding down on the left trigger while also using the right analog stick, either shifting it to the left or to the right to give it more of that cinematic vibe. I'll show you guys one more time so you can get a good idea of what I'm talking about. Now, one of the common mistakes players like myself will make when playing Marvel Spider-Man is that whenever we're swinging around the city and we're roaming around at really high speeds, there will be instances where we happen to collide into a building, and as a result, our momentum will be completely halted. One way you can avoid that is by clicking the circle button while simultaneously shifting the left analog stick to either the left or the right, so that way you don't have to worry about your momentum being halted when colliding into a building from web swinging. Or if there's a specific building that you want to run up towards, you can click the circle button and shift the left analog stick to either the left or the right, and then you're able to run up the building that you want to go up to, and there you go. I shifted to the left so that way I wouldn't have to get in the way of that building. And if I want to run up this building, shift to the right, and there you go. A lot of the times people want to be able to maintain their momentum when swinging around the city at breakneck speeds. So if you want to avoid colliding into buildings, just simply click the circle button while simultaneously shifting the left stick in either the left or right direction. And there you go. So I shifted to the left, shifted to the right, and there you go. I noticed that the hand cam footage was looking pretty dark, so I'm using the flashlight on my phone to give it some light. I'm working with what I got, so I'm doing my best. So one of the web swinging animations that you're able to do in Marvel Spider-Man 2 is you're able to do like a loop-de-loop, whether in a vertical stance or from a horizontal stance. If you want to give it more of a cinematic vibe, I'll show you guys how to do it. So obviously, launch off the highest building that you are on and make sure that you dip down so you can get ready for it. Hold down the L2 button when you do the loop-de-loop, and this is how it gets. But if you want to give the loop-de-loop a 360 angle, I'll show you guys how to do it. So launch off the highest building that you're on, dip all the way down so you can get ready to do it. Hold down the R2 button and then shift the right analog stick to either the left or the right so that way you get that 360 shot. I'll show you guys again. Dipping down, getting ready for it, shifting the right analog stick to the right, and there you go. Now when you're doing the loop-de-loop, it is important to ensure that you control your character's movements because there will be instances where as you're in the middle of doing the loop-de-loop, your character will collide into a building, so it is important to make sure that you control the direction in which Miles or Peter is launching toward. So the next part, we have these air conditioning units that once you fly over them, it allows your character to be shot upwards so you could get more altitude. One of the moments that I have noticed other players do is that when they're launching from these air conditioning units, they're able to gain even higher altitude than they usually would. Hold the L2 button and X, launch yourself, activate the web wings, and then hold down on the left analog stick. And as you can see, the amount of air that I got was pretty damn impressive. I'll show you guys once again. So, I'm lined up with that air conditioning unit over there. I hold the L2 button and X button to prepare myself to launch. I launch, activate the web wings, hold down on the left analog stick, and I'm able to get even higher altitude. Not as high as before, but still high altitude. I'm gonna go to a specific location so you guys can get an even better example. So here I am at this specific swing shot launch point, which is located in the Upper East Side, right next to Central Park, right at this spot. First thing I'm gonna do, prepare myself to launch myself off, and you can see that air conditioning vent. Hold down on the left stick, and there is the max amount of altitude that I ended up getting. It's amazing that you're able to get like this view from doing that one simple trick. There have been some creators who will do the specific thing and do like a web swinging montage where it's somewhat of a leap of faith, kind of like of what Miles Morales would do in the Spider-Verse movies. I'll show you guys once again. Go to the specific swing shot launch point, prepare yourself to launch off, and make sure you're lined up with the air conditioning vent. Activate the web wings, hold down the left analog stick, and you're able to get even higher altitude. Now the best thing about Marvel Spider-Man 2 is that you're able to perform the swing shot animation at almost any spot that you so wish, especially if you're intending to launch yourself off of an air conditioning unit. So in this case, I'm gonna launch myself off from here, hold down the left stick, and I'm able to get even more altitude. Well, not more altitude, but a considerable amount of altitude to where I'm able to soar pretty high into the sky. Now, in terms of regenerating your air dash moves, one of the quickest ways that you're able to do so is if you perform a specific array of air tricks. My combo of regenerating my air dash moves, I'll do this, do that, and there you go. Or you could click the circle button while simultaneously shifting the left analog stick to either the left or the right and then do some air tricks. So in this case, do that. I'll do it again. shift to the left, do the air tricks, shift to the right, and do the air tricks. Hell, if I want to do the same, can move the left analog stick up or down. A lot of the times when I'm threading around the city, my main way of regenerating my air dash moves is by holding down on the square button while simultaneously shifting the left analog stick down and to the left. Now, as far as trying to make certain air tricks look cinematic, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So if I wanted to make this specific air trick look cinematic, I'll show you guys how to do it. So any edge of a building that I'm on, I'll launch off, click the left analog stick, hold down on the square button and the left analog stick and shift it to the left, while simultaneously holding down on the left trigger to give it that cinematic look, and that's how I was able to get it. I'm gonna try to do it on a higher building, because the one that I was on, it wasn't that high enough. Alright, now that I'm on a higher building, I'll show you. Launch off, dip down by clicking the left analog stick, hold down on the square button and shift the left analog stick to the left, while also holding down on the left trigger and shifting the right analog stick to the left so you could give it that cinematic look, and that's how you do it. I'll show you guys one more time. So, run off a building, click the left analog stick, hold down on the square button while simultaneously shifting the left analog stick to either the left or the right, and then pitch the camera to either the left or right while simultaneously holding down on the L2 button. And there you go. That's how you're able to make specific air tricks like the one that I just did look all cinematic. So with everything that I have explained in regards to how to perfect certain aspects of web swinging, but also to just perfect web swinging overall, I'm going to put everything that I said to the test and show you guys how I do it. Hope you guys enjoy what I'm about to show you. I also did forget to mention, if you want to get that super slow motion blur effect, basically you just swipe left on the D-pad. I'll show you guys. Swipe left, and there you go. In my case, I always hold down on the L2 button to ensure that I really get that effect, but you can accomplish it by just swiping left on the D-pad. But if you want to master web swinging in Marvel Spider-Man 2, this is how you do it. I will apologize if I had a very difficult time explaining it in a proper way on how to do the things that I have stated in this video. I will admit, it was a lot harder to explain what I was trying to do rather than just doing the stuff that I did in the game. So once again, I do want to apologize if I made it sound like it didn't make any sort of sense whatsoever. But like I said, I did the best that I could to show you guys how you could master web swinging in this game. If you guys enjoyed today's video, you're more than welcome to drop a like on it, and if you enjoy this type of content, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy Discreet, and I'll catch you in the next video.